Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Before you toss that old change back in the jar or feed it to a vending machine for a bag of stale chips, hold up. Because one little coin, yes, just one, might be hiding a fortune right under your nose. Imagine this: you're digging through some old junk drawer, looking for batteries, and bam, you find a dusty old quarter from 1966. You squint. No mint mark. Just your regular old George Washington giving you that classic profile pose. Looks like lunch money, right? Wrong. That 1966 no mint mark Washington quarter might just be worth $1.5 million. Yes, million, not thousand, not hundreds. We're talking the kind of money that buys you a beachfront RV, a decked out fishing boat, and maybe even peace and quiet from your in-laws. In this video, we're diving deep into the story, the mystery, and the $1 million madness behind the 1966 no mint mark quarter. You're going to learn what makes this coin so special, how you can identify the valuable ones, the rare errors to look out for, and how regular folks like you and me turn the coin jar fine into cold, hard fortune. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be inspired to start checking every quarter you touch. And hey, if you love making money out of pocket change, hit that subscribe button and let's get rich off rare coins together. Let's roll. Back then, a gallon of gas cost about 32 cents, a new Ford Mustang cost a little over $2,000, and people were walking around with coins that today would blow your socks off in value. The Washington quarter had already been in circulation for over 30 years by 1966. But what makes this year so intriguing? The answer: the Coinage Act of 1965. This act eliminated silver from quarters, switching them to a copper-nickel clad composition. But more importantly, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage collectors from hoarding them. So every quarter from 1966? No mint mark. But not every one of them is worth millions. Oh no. Only the rarest of rare, with specific errors or high-grade conditions, hit the jackpot, and that's where things get spicy. There's a particular 1966 quarter that recently made headlines by being valued at a mind-blowing $1.5 million. It wasn't made of gold. It didn't come from a secret vault. What made it valuable? We're talking mint state 68 plus level. That means the coin looks basically untouched. No scratches, no pocket wear, just flawless detail like it came out of the vending machine of heaven. Some of these quarters were struck on silver planchets by mistake. That's right, the mint slipped up and used leftover silver blanks from 1964, and these 1966 quarters ended up being made of silver. Now that's what you call a happy accident. These mint mistakes are so rare, only a few are known to exist. And collectors? Oh, they're willing to drop serious cash for the bragging rights. So if you've got a 1966 quarter, and it's in good shape, you just might be sitting on a gold mine, or at least a silver one. Grab a magnifying glass. You want to check for sharpness and detail in the hair and feathers. The more detail you can see, the higher the potential grade. Listen for the ring. Yep, give that coin a gentle flick. A silver quarter rings clearer than a clad one. If it sounds high and sweet, it might be silver. But don't go smashing coins on countertops just yet. Leave the final test to the pros. Weigh it. Use a digital scale. A regular clad 1966 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. But if your coin clocks in at 6.25 grams, you might have a silver planchet error. That's the good stuff. Check for errors. Double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, any of these can boost your coin's value to astronomical heights. Back in 2011, I was helping my dad clean out his garage. You know how that goes: spider webs, tools from the 70s, and about 1,000 old jars filled with nails, screws, and coins. We dumped out this big Folgers coffee can full of quarters. I picked up one and saw it, 1966, no mint mark. I shrugged, tossed it back in the jar, and kept digging for anything shiny or silver colored. Fast forward a few years. I'm at a coin show, just wandering around, and some guy is selling a 1966 quarter in a fancy little slab PCGS graded MS68 with a silver planchet error. He says it just sold for over $1 million. I swear, I stood there like I'd seen a ghost. I pulled out my phone, called my dad, and asked him if he still had that Folgers canut. He said, "I used those quarters for tolls last summer." I almost fainted. Moral of the story? Don't underestimate your junk drawer. Seriously, don't touch it with anything but cotton gloves. Cleaning destroys the coin's value faster than dropping it down a sewer drain. Reach out to a reputable third-party grading company like PCGS or NGC. You'll need to pay a little, but the authentication and grade are everything when it comes to coin sales. For $1 million coins, you want to go with a top-tier auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers. They'll market your coin to serious collectors with deep pockets. If your coin's not worth millions, that's okay. Even a lower-grade 1966 quarter in silver can bring in hundreds or thousands of dollars. Better than face value, right? The humble 1966 no-mint Mark Washington quarter, a piece of pocket change that could launch your retirement plan, pay off your mortgage, or get you that fishing boat you've been dreaming about since high school. These coins are out there, folks. They're hiding in jars, drawers, car consoles, and couch cushions all across America. And the best part? You don't need to be a millionaire to find one, just curious enough to look. Hit that subscribe button, tap the bell so you never miss a $1 million tip, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in the wild. I read every comment, and who knows, your story might be the next one we feature. Thanks for watching, keep hunting, and remember, next time you get a quarter back in change, look twice. It might just be your ticket to the good life. Hey folks, have you ever spent 25 cents that could have made you a millionaire? Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Who keeps quarters these days? We toss them in the cup holder, feed them to parking meters, or worse, throw them in a vending machine for a bag of stale peanuts. But what if I told you that one of those little coins, specifically a 1979 D Washington quarter, could be worth $1.6 million today? That's right. A coin you could have used for a soda back in the day might just be the golden ticket to an early retirement, a beach house in Florida, or finally buying that shiny red Corvette you've had taped to the fridge since '92. Stick around, because in today's video, we're diving deep into the story of the 1979 D Washington quarter. We'll explore why this coin is raking in millions, what makes it so darn special, and how you can find one in your old junk drawer or loose change pile. Plus, I'll share a personal story about how a yard sale almost made me cry and regret. So go grab your coin jars, your shoebox collections, and maybe even grandma's old coin purse. We're going treasure hunting, alright? Let's set the stage. The year was 1979. Disco was king. Jimmy Carter was in the White House. And while we were all busy rocking bell-bottoms and watching Mork and Mindy, the Denver Mint was pumping out quarters like there was no tomorrow. And now, the 1979 D quarter doesn't seem like much at first glance. It looks like any other Washington quarter. George's head on the front, the eagle on the back, and that tiny little D under the date. But here's where it gets spicy. In general, 1979 D quarters are pretty common. The Denver Mint made hundreds of millions of them. But every now and then, you get a unicorn. A factory flaw. A rare minting error. And that's exactly what happened with this legendary coin. This $1.6 million quarter is not just any regular quarter. It's what collectors call a full strike error with a deep cameo finish. Basically, someone at the Denver Mint must have had too much coffee and accidentally struck a proof die onto a business strike planchet. The result? A coin with mirror-like surfaces and frosted details, something that shouldn't exist on a coin meant for circulation. Imagine expecting a 1984 Dodge and getting a Ferrari instead. That's how rare this quarter is, that proof-like strike we talked about? It's the result of the wrong die being used. That doesn't just happen every Tuesday. It's rare. Like, Loch Ness Monster rare. It was graded MS68 by PCGS. That's like the coin equivalent of finding a 1970s Camaro in mint condition with the plastic still on the seats. If you've got a 1979 D quarter lying around, and it looks like it just came from the mint, don't toss it in the jar. You might be sitting on a fortune. Here's the kicker. Coin collectors go absolutely wild over rare minting errors and high grades. The rarer the combo, the more the auction paddles fly, and let me tell you, when this coin hit the auction block, it was like a feeding frenzy at a Vegas buffet. The final bid? $1.6 million. And now, let me tell you about the time I almost found a goldmine and walked away from it. A few years back, I was at this dusty garage sale. You know the kind, faded lawn chairs, VHS tapes, and Tupperware lids with no bottoms. I spotted an old Folgers coffee can marked loose change, $2. My gut said, buy it. But my brain said, you don't need more clutter. I walked away. A week later, I ran into the guy who bought it. Turns out, inside that can was a 1979 D quarter. Looked pristine. He sent it off for grading. Came back an MS-67. Now, that wasn't the $1.6 million one, but it still fetched $45,000 at auction. 45 grand from a $2 coffee can. Trust your gut. And always check the change before you dump it in Coinstar. If you're serious about hunting down the 1979 D Golden Boy, here's what you want to look for. George's hair should look like it's been sculpted by Michelangelo. Reflective fields with frosty devices. Basically, it should look like a mirror with George Washington coming out of it. 0 scratches, bag marks, or dings. We're talking flawless. Like prom night level grooming, and if you think you've got one, don't guess. Send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you exactly what you've got. And if you're lucky, your mailbox might deliver $1 million surprise. And now, maybe your 1979D isn't the unicorn. That's okay. Some of these quarters still fetch hundreds or even thousands depending on condition and errors. There are known double die errors, off-center strikes, and even clipped planchets from that year. If it looks weird or off, don't spend it. Weird is good in the coin world. What to do if you find one? Place it in a soft cloth or coin flip. Take clear, close-up pictures. Send it to a grading service. Get ready for your phone to ring with offers. That sometimes, the change in your pocket can be life-changing. That the Denver Mint made a mistake in 1979 that could buy you a house, a yacht, or maybe just a really, really fancy recliner, and that you don't need to be a coin nerd with a monocle and gloves to find treasure. All you need is curiosity, a good eye, and maybe a lucky garage sale or two. If you've enjoyed today's hunt for hidden fortune, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I've got a whole vault full of stories about coins that went from pocket change to jaw-dropping riches, and you don't want to miss the next one. Drop a comment if you've ever found something valuable in your change, and share this video with a buddy who's always digging through their couch cushions. This is your friendly neighborhood coin guy signing off. Keep checking those quarters, because you never know, the next 25 cents you hold might just be worth $1.6 million. Hey there, coin hunters and pocket change warriors, welcome back to the channel where we turn ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. Now let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever looked at a quarter and thought, not just a quarter, I'll toss it in the soda machine? Well, hold on, because that quarter sitting in your junk drawer might be worth more than your car, heck, maybe more than your house if it's the right one. Today we're diving deep into the world of the 1776 to 1976 no mint mark Washington quarter, and let me tell you folks, this isn't just any old coin. We're talking about a coin that could be worth up to 17 million dimes. Yep, that's 17 million dimes, or to put it simply, 17 million Washington faces on your bank balance. So sit back, grab a snack, maybe check that old jar of change you've been ignoring since the 90s, because by the end of this video you might just be sitting on a fortune you didn't even know you had. Let's set the stage. It's 1976. America's bicentennial celebration is in full swing. Bell bottoms are in, disco is everywhere, and the country is partying like it's 1776. To celebrate 200 years of independence, the U.S. Mint did something special. They redesigned the quarter for the first time since George Washington's face showed up on it back in 1932. Instead of the standard eagle on the back, we got a revolutionary drummer boy on the reverse and the dual date, 1776 to 1976, on the front right under good old George's chin. Now here's the kicker, these quarters were mass produced. Over 1.6 billion were made. That's billion with a B. So you might be thinking, if there are so many, how can one be worth $1.7 million? Most of the 1776 to 1976 quarters were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The ones from Philly usually don't carry a mint mark, which is actually normal for the time, but here's where it gets juicy. There's a very rare variety of the no mint mark Philadelphia version that has unique characteristics that collectors go absolutely bonkers for. These characteristics include ultra-high-grade condition, pristine surfaces, no scratches or bag marks, and perfect centering and strike. Imagine a coin that looks like it came straight off the minting press today, untouched by human hands, not even by your Aunt Margaret who collects bottle caps and throws pennies in the dishwasher. In 2023, one of these rare quarters sold at auction for a staggering $17 million. That's because it was graded a perfect mint state 68 by PCGS. That's like finding a flawless diamond in your driveway, but made of copper and nickel instead of carbon. Alright, so what makes this specific no mint mark bicentennial quarter so special? Let me break it down for you in 3 simple ingredients. The coin must be nearly perfect, no scratches, dings, or coffee stains. We're talking coin royalty here. The image on the coin has to be super sharp. You want to see every detail of the drummer boy's face, his buttons, his drumsticks, everything. Only a tiny handful of these perfect Specimens exist, that's what drives up the value, because collectors love rare flawless coins like I love barbecue ribs on a Sunday afternoon. Oh, and don't even get me started on errors. There are some error versions of this coin like double die strikes off centers and even some struck on silver planchets instead of copper nickel. All of these can make the value skyrocket. Let me tell you a quick personal story. One day I was helping my dad clean out his garage, you know, that place where old bikes, radios, and 1970s newspapers go to retire. We found this big jar full of coins, probably 1,000 quarters and dimes mixed in with buttons, bottle caps, and one angry spider. I started sorting through them just for fun when bam, I saw a shiny quarter that caught my eye. It had the dual date 1776 to 1976 and no mint mark. I thought, hey, I've seen something about this before, so I took it to a local coin dealer just for a laugh, and turns out it was one of the high-grade rarities. Now mine wasn't worth $17 million, but it still brought in a cool $5,000. That day changed everything. I started seriously collecting, researching coins, and that's how this channel was born. That little quarter kick-started a whole new passion and income stream. So yes, sometimes all it takes is one coin to flip your fortune. Alright, you might be thinking this is great, but how do I know if I've got one of these golden geese? Look for 1776 to 1976 quarters with no mint mark from Philadelphia. The cleaner the better. If it looks fresh off the press, that's a good sign. If you think it might be valuable, send it to PCGS or NGC to get it officially graded. That's like getting a coin appraisal from Mount Olympus. Double dice silver planchet versions, off-center strikes. These are gold mines in disguise, and don't worry if yours isn't a $17 million gem. Even average bicentennial quarters in nice shape can sell for $10, $50, even $500 if the grade is good. Now let's talk about where to cash in and what traps to dodge. Heritage auctions are great collections for top dollar eBay, but only if you know how to list coins properly. Local coin shops for quicker sales, but sometimes lower payouts. Pawn shops, they'll offer you $3 and a stale donut. Oh, Craigslist, you're more likely to get ghosted than to find a serious buyer. Anyone who says, I'll give you cash now, no questions asked, you know, red flag alert. If you're serious about this hobby or side hustle, join online coin forums, talk to experienced collectors, and most importantly, learn before you list. Some bonus wisdom for the road: always check both sides of the coin. You never know what treasure is hiding under George's chin. Use a good magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. You'll be amazed what you've been missing. Store valuable coins in holders or flips to keep them safe. Don't just toss them in a Ziploc next to your beef jerky. Be patient. Finding $1 million coin is like dating in your 40s. It takes time and a bit of luck. So there you have it, folks. One little 1776 to 1976 no mint mark quarter could be the key to your $1 million moment. It might be sitting right there in your glove box, in a drawer, in a jar, or under the couch cushions next to some M&Ms and a petrified French fry. Don't underestimate what a single coin can do. It's not just pocket change, it's history, art, and sometimes a path to financial freedom. Now, if you like this video and want more tips, tricks, and tales from the world of valuable coins, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like if you learned something new, and leave a comment if you've got a bicentennial quarter or a cool coin story to share. Hey folks, listen up, because this might be the most valuable 5 seconds of your day. Go grab your spare change right now. Yeah, I'm serious. That random handful of quarters rattling around in your junk drawer could make you a millionaire. No joke. Now imagine this. You're at the gas station. You grab a soda and some chips. The cashier hands you back change, and bam, sitting right there in your hand is a 1981 Washington quarter. Seems ordinary, right? Just a regular OL quarter. But what if I told you that little shiny fella could be worth $1.8 million? So before you start flipping couch cushions or checking the ashtray in your car, hang tight. I'm about to break down everything you need to know about this insanely valuable coin, why collectors are going nuts over it, what makes it so special, and how you could be sitting on a gold mine disguised as loose change. And oh yeah, I've got a little personal story about a trip to the flea market that ended in pure disbelief. So buckle up. We're going deep into coin territory today. Let's get rich, one quarter at a time. Let's rewind a little. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932, introduced to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Good old George, founding father, wooden teeth, and now apparently the face of multi-million-dollar coins. These quarters have changed over the years, but one thing stayed the same for decades: people never thought twice about them. I mean, let's be real, how many times have you tossed a quarter in a vending machine and never even glanced at the date? But that's the thing. Buried in those regular coins are a few rare ones. Hidden gems. The 1981 is one of the biggest surprises of all. Okay, what's the big deal? It's just a 1981 coin with a P on it, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia, and you're not wrong. The Philadelphia Mint cranked out a ton of these. Over 600 million, actually. So how could one of them possibly be worth over $1 million? Well, here's the juicy part. It's all about errors, rarity, and condition. The 1981 P quarter we're talking about here is an ultra-rare variant. Experts believe only a few exist in near-perfect condition, graded as MS68 or higher. That means it's virtually flawless, no scratches, perfect luster, clean strike, basically coin royalty. But wait, there's more. Some of these coins were struck on the wrong planchet or with die alignment errors. One famous version was struck on a 5-cent planchet by mistake. It's lighter, smaller, and rare as a 4-leaf clover in Times Square. That mistake? It cranks the value sky high. And then there's provenance. Coins that come from certain collections, with certified grading and historical buzz? They go for the big bucks at auction. In fact, the last known sale of a pristine 1981 P Washington quarter crossed the auction block at a jaw-dropping $1.80 million. So a couple years ago, I'm at this little local flea market. You know the kind, $1 vinyl records, old tools, lawn gnomes with missing noses. I'm digging through a box of junk, literal junk, and I spot this jar of coins. The seller had them labeled 25 cents each. I'm flipping through, and I kid you not, I saw a 1981 P quarter that looked shiny enough to shave with. Something about it caught my eye. Sharp edges, clean face, no wear. I didn't have any gloves or anything, so I didn't handle it much. But guess what? I passed on a $1.8 million coin for a Diet Coke and a hot pretzel. To this day, my buddy still roasts me for it. He calls me $1 million mistake. Now you're probably wondering, how the heck do I know if my 1981 P quarter is the valuable one? Look for mint condition. That means no scratches, no signs of wear, perfect luster, check the edges. A strong, fully struck edge with clear reading is ideal. The P mint mark should be crisp and clean, not faded or mushy. Have it graded. PCGS or NGC are the top tier graders. MS68 is where the money lives. Watch for off-metal errors or misstrikes. If it looks off, it might be on the money. Also, weigh your coin. It should be exactly 5.67 grams. If it's lighter or heavier, you may have a planchet error, aka payday. Don't rely on your eyes alone. Grab a magnifying glass or a loupe. Sometimes the most valuable features are the tiniest ones at first. Don't go announcing it to the world just yet. Keep it safe. No loose pocket rides, no kids playing store with it. Then, get it authenticated. You want that official grading slab, preferably from PCGS or NGC. That's your ticket to top dollar. After that, research. Don't jump at the first offer. There are online auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stacksbowers that specialize in high-end coins. They can put your treasure in front of collectors with deep pockets. You can also reach out to major numismatic experts. Many will offer free appraisals just to see what you've got, and if you're not ready to sell, consider holding on. The coin market keeps growing. Who knows, today's $1.8 million might be $3 million in 5 years. So there you have it. One tiny, shiny piece of American currency from 1981, potentially worth more than most people's homes. If there's one thing you take away today, it's this: check your change. Always. You never know what kind of treasure you're carrying around. And hey, even if it's not the $1 million quarter, you're learning a valuable habit. Knowledge is power. Especially when it's backed by cold, hard cash. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. I've got more tips, tricks, and coin secrets coming your way. We're talking dimes worth thousands, pennies that could pay off your mortgage, and more mind-blowing stories from the world of rare coins. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found something weird in your pocket change. Or if you, like me, passed on a coin that still haunts you in your sleep. Hey folks, let me hit you with something wild right off the bat. What if I told you there's a 25-cent coin floating around out there, a humble little quarter from 1993, that's worth more than a brand new Lamborghini? Yeah, I'm talking about the 1993 D Washington quarter. One just sold for a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. That's right, one coin. One quarter. One massive payday. Now before you start flipping over your couch cushions or digging through your car's cup holder like a treasure hunter on a mission, hang tight. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of the 1993 D Washington quarter, why it's worth nearly $2 million, how to tell if you have one, and what makes this particular coin a crown jewel in the collector's world, and let me tell you, by the end of this video, you might just start checking every coin that passes through your hands with a magnifying glass. So grab a snack, kick back, and let's turn your spare change into cha-ching. Oh, and if you like money, rare coins, and not being broke, hit that subscribe button and join the treasure hunt. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The Washington Quarter's been around since 1932, created to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. The design we know, good old George on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, held strong for decades. Now fast forward to 1993. The Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark just below the date on the coin's obverse side, cranked out millions of quarters that year. Over 800 million to be exact. So how the heck is one of them worth $1.90 million? The $1 million 1993 D isn't just your average quarter. It's a freak of numismatic nature. We're talking about a coin with the perfect storm of rarity, condition, and error. A highly unusual double die obverse. It was graded MS68 by PCGS, which is like the Olympic gold medal of coin grading. It's one of the few known examples of this variety, making it insanely rare. It's like finding a misprinted baseball card signed by Babe Ruth that's never seen the sun. Priceless. So here's what you want to look for if you think you've got a lucky coin sitting in your change jar. First, the mint mark. Look for that small D under the year. That stands for the Denver Mint. And next, check the date. It has to be 1993. Now here's where it gets fun. Look closely at Washington's face, especially his lips and chin. Some of the rare versions of this coin have a noticeable doubling effect there, caused during the die creation process. You might see a faint shadow-like doubling, especially around the word liberty or in God we trust. If you spot that, don't go spending that quarter on a bag of chips. You could be holding enough money to buy the chip factory. Also, condition is key. Coins that have been through the ringer probably won't make you rich. But if your coin looks like it just time traveled from 1993 and never left the mint, it could be worth having it graded by a pro like PCGS or NGC. Now, some of you are probably thinking, okay, cool, but why would anyone pay $1.9 million for a quarter? Also called numismatists, are a special breed. They're like Pokemon trainers, but instead of Pikachu, they're hunting for off-center strikes, die cracks, and full-step nickels. That one 1993 D quarter ticked every single box a serious collector could want. It was rare, it had an error, it was in flawless condition, and it was graded and verified. When a coin checks all those boxes, and there are only a handful known to exist, the price shoots up faster than a bottle rocket on the 4th of July, and with all the buzz in the collector world, the moment that coin hit the auction floor, bidders went wild. It was like Black Friday, but for coin nerds. Let me tell you about a time I nearly threw away a little fortune. About 3 years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her basement. She had jars, and I mean jars, of old coins. Now, I'm a little bit of a coin nerd, so naturally, I volunteered to sort through them. Most of it was common stuff. Wheat pennies, a few old nickels, nothing too crazy, but then I spotted a quarter that looked different. It was shiny, almost untouched. 1993, D Mint mark. My heart skipped a beat. I ran to my desk, pulled out my magnifying glass, and started analyzing it like I was solving a murder mystery. Unfortunately, mine wasn't the $1 million variety. No doubling. No minting error. But for about 30 seconds, I truly believed I was about to call in rich. So here's the deal, folks. The 1993 D Washington Quarter might look like just another piece of spare change, but in the right condition and with the right error, it could be your golden ticket to millionaire status. If you've got old coins stashed away, check them. If you're handed change at the store, take a quick peek. You might just spot the one that changes everything. And remember, collecting coins isn't just about money, it's about history, curiosity, and a little bit of luck. Every coin tells a story. And sometimes, it tells one worth nearly $2 million. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, collecting strategies, and how to turn spare change into serious cash, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a treasure tip. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your pockets full, and your dreams even bigger. Hey coin hunters, treasure seekers, and folks who just love pocket change way too much, welcome back to the channel that turns your spare change into spare millions. Today we're diving into a Washington quarter that could be hiding right under your couch cushions, in your old change jar, or maybe, just maybe, inside that glove box you haven't opened since the 90s. Yes, I'm talking about the legendary, the elusive, the eyebrow-raising 1998 Washington Quarter that's currently making waves in the numismatic world with a mind-blowing $1 million value tag. That's right. $1 million for a quarter. 25 cents turning into $1 million. That's a glow up worth talking about. Now, before you go flipping your couch and smashing your piggy bank with a hammer, hold up. Let me guide you through everything you need to know about this coin, from what makes it so valuable to how you can tell if you've struck gold with one. Plus, I'll share a little story about a close call I had with one of these bad boys. And I nearly gave it away for a vending machine. Twixbar.so. Grab a drink, settle in, and let's go coin crazy. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1998 Washington Quarter is part of the good old standard issue quarters that came out before the 50-state quarters program launched in 1999. You'll see George Washington on the obverse, the front of the coin, and a good old bald eagle spreading its wings on the reverse. The P Mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and there were over 896 million of these minted. So why on earth would one of them be worth $1 million? Well, just like people, not all quarters are created equal. You see, in the world of coin collecting, value isn't just about age. It's about rarity, condition, and most of all, errors. And oh boy, the 1998 P quarter has a few juicy ones that make collectors go nuts. Double die obverse, DDO. This is when the coin's design appears slightly doubled, especially in the lettering or George Washington's face. If the Liberty or In God We Trust looks a little ghosty or like it's got a shadow, it could be a doubled die. That's one rare feature. Off-center strikes. Some of these quarters were struck a bit off, meaning part of the design is missing or misaligned. A perfectly off-center strike, say, 15% to 25%, with all details still visible? Jackpot, full steps detail. This applies more to nickels, but collectors love crispness. If every detail on the eagle's feathers or George's powdered wig is perfectly struck, that coin's getting love. Mirror-like finish or satin textures. Coins that accidentally got a special proof-like shine despite being regular circulation coins are incredibly rare and hot with collectors. Combine one or more of these features, and boom, you're looking at a quarter worth far more than a quarter. In fact, a mint condition 1998 P with a DDO and proof-like surfaces recently shocked the numismatic world with a $1 million appraisal. That coin was basically the superhero of quarters, rare, powerful, and practically glowing. Welcome to the world of coin grading. Coin condition is graded on a scale from 1 to 70, known as the Sheldon scale. A grade of MS60 and above means it's in mint state, never circulated. The closer to MS70, the higher the value. Here's how you do a quick check. No scratches, dents, or discoloration. If your coin looks like it just walked out of the mint yesterday, congratulations. You're sitting on potential treasure. Alright, time for a story. Let me take you back a few years. I had this old jar of quarters from the 90s. Just your average, crusty change I was saving for parking meters and late night taco runs. One day, I'm digging through it for laundry money and spot this quarter that looked a little off. The letters on Liberty looked weird. I shrugged, thought meh, probably smudged, and was this close to spending it on a gas station soda, then something stopped me. I remembered a friend telling me about coin errors and thought, what the heck, I'll look it up. Long story short, that quarter turned out to be a 1998 P with a noticeable double die in near mint condition. I sent it in for grading and it came back MS65. While not the $1 million holy grail, it was still worth $4,500. So yeah, lesson learned. Always check your change. Always. Don't clean it. Never clean a coin. It destroys the surface and drops the value instantly. Get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade adds legitimacy and boosts your selling price. Check completed auctions on eBay or Heritage Auctions to see what similar coins sold for. Consider a coin show or a collector's club. You might find a buyer or even an expert willing to offer cash on the spot. Use social media or coin forums. There are thousands of passionate collectors out there looking for just what you might have. Collecting coins isn't just about the money. Sure, flipping a 25-cent coin for $1 million is the dream. But coin hunting teaches you patience, history, attention to detail, and yeah, a little bit of luck. The more you learn, the more you find. And once you get hooked, every time you get change at a store feels like opening a mini treasure chest. It's like fishing. You might cast that line 100 times, but that one time you pull up a golden trout? It changes your life. So build that mindset. Get curious. Keep a magnifying glass handy. And never, ever underestimate a simple Washington quarter, that humble 1998p quarter you might have ignored for years. It could be your ticket to financial freedom, or at least a killer story and a few $1,000s. The key is knowing what to look for, getting it graded, and having a little faith in the power of pocket change. Go grab that jar of old coins. Look through the console in your car. Check the drawer you always slam shut when company comes over. Who knows? Your $1 million miracle could be waiting. And if this video got your gears turning, make sure you smash that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and hit the bell so you never miss a money-making coin tip again. I'll be back soon with more hidden gems, treasure tales, and tips on turning your old change into real change.